Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Recently we just got a new live stream going over Sea of Stars. The live stream was basically a Q&A that went over some of the questions that fans have for the game. You know, stuff about the combat and just the overall gameplay and what kind of content's going to be in the game. If you are really interested about Sea of Stars, I would highly recommend watching this live stream yourself. Right after this video preferably, but seriously, I would definitely check it out. It's a good watch, and you really do see the love and passion poured into this game. Now, I didn't write every single point and every single answer and question from the live stream because you can just easily go there and watch it yourself. But I did jot down some things that interest me personally. Also, if you don't know Sea of Stars that well, let me kind of give you the rundown. It's basically a Chrono Trigger-like RPG. It's cut from a similar cloth. The combat and art style take inspiration from Chrono Trigger, but I think it does a pretty good job at standing on its own. I mean, yeah, it's Chrono Trigger inspired, but that doesn't make it a look-alike either. The game looks absolutely beautiful. Look at this lighting here. I like how the two main characters has sun and moon powers, and I like how, different puzzles revolve around those aspects. The team behind Sea of Stars are the same ones behind The Messenger. Sabotage Studios has been a studio that I've kept my eye on over the years, especially after playing The Messenger. The Messenger, if you don't know, is a Ninja Gaiden inspired retro game. You basically play around with time travel with this action platformer game. Not only that, but the humor and writing was excellent, and I believe the same writer is working on this game as well. That gives me a lot of hope for this game's story, because this time around, it's not going to be as humor-filled. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think there's going to be comedy in this game. I mean, it's the same writer who wrote this guy. This time around, it's going to be a more serious, epic adventure style of writing though, which I am totally down for. Honestly, give me that with some comedic elements, and I am here for the whole journey. But yeah, Sabotage Studios is a studio that I pretty much trust after playing The Messenger, and seeing them tackle an RPG like this has me a little concerned, but also not at all, because what we've seen so far is just so good. And their communication with their fans, on social media like Twitter and stuff, has been pretty great. I mean, they've been pretty open about, their progress and how they're working through the game and stuff so far. Obviously, all that without spoiling anything. But yeah, basically that's the rundown. Let's go ahead and get into some of the points that I found interesting in this live stream. One cool note is every dungeon has a campfire checkpoint, so you can save or cook or chat with some party members on where to go and if you get lost or something like that. Also, speaking of party members, they can follow you on screen and do basically what you do on screen. Some RPGs, they'll have the party follow you around sometimes, if that. But then, once you climb a ledge or whatever, they just disappear. Well, your party's here for all of that. They're going to be doing the trekking with you, and I like that kind of teamwork. And yeah, like I said, you can traverse up walls pretty seamlessly. Basically, the devs want to make a world you can touch, and I am here for that. More ways of traversal is the way to go. Plus, this game makes it look really fun to do. Climbing up walls, walking across beams. It looks fun, and I'm glad to see that it's quick to get up on ledges and stuff instead of taking such a long time to do so or just not having the ability to do so. In combat, you can press a button for defending an attack to reduce damage. While also on the flip side, when you attack an enemy and hit the button at the right time, you can also increase your damage. This actually reminds me of the Mario Luigi series, the ones on the Game Boy Advance and the DS. I personally love this mechanic. I love being able to interact in combat like this, instead of just pushing a button and just watching it go. You're actually involved with every scenario in combat, whether it's attacking an enemy or defending. Characters can also do special moves together called combo moves, or combos. I don't know, combos in the name. And this allows you to use combo points, which is thankfully separate from your MP and all that, to pull off amazing looking combos with your party members. They're like team combos, and I love when RPGs do this. That, and one of the developers said that it only takes away from the character using that ability. So it doesn't take away from the other character involved with the move. It just takes away from the one who starts the move, which I really like. On Twitter, the devs have been showing off new mechanics and information regarding the game, and they show off some of the sailing, which, again, an RPG trope, but an RPG trope that works. Thankfully, it was confirmed that you can actually explore the ship, which is something that I wish every RPG had. There are some modern ones out there that just won't let you explore the ship, which, like, why? You made this really cool looking ship, but you won't let me explore it? Luckily, this game has you exploring the ship. I know it's a little thing, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but I love when RPGs let you do this. It just makes the world feel so much more alive. The fishing minigame also looks fantastic. I love the fact that you can jump in the water and herd a bunch of fish closer to land, so you can have an easier chance at catching them. It's kind of quirky that you can do that, and I love that little personality in this game. Normally you wouldn't think to just jump in the water to have fish get closer to you, but in this game, that's a mechanic. The developers also confirmed that there will be a codex of some kind that contains important NPCs that you meet along the way, enemies that you encounter, fish, and so on and so forth. Which is great to hear because I want the option to know more about this world. And normally I don't give codexes any, second thoughts, but in a game like this, I'm really thinking about reading up on some of this lore. Sabotage Studios, the team behind Sea of Stars, as I mentioned before, are the same guys behind The Messenger, and Sea of Stars just so happens to take place in the same world. It was confirmed that in this live stream, the Sea of Stars takes place before The Messenger, like way before. The fact that it takes place in the same universe makes me so happy. Also, it seems like there won't be character customization, like changing outfits or weapons like that, which is completely understandable. That's a lot of time and work for this art style. Handcrafted pixel art and animations like this take so much time in itself, let alone adding more costumes and weapons. However, we may actually get different color weapons. It was kind of confirmed by the developer in this live stream that there will be different colors on weapons, but not full on, different outfits and, new looking weapons, because again, that's a lot of time and effort for those little changes. And honestly, I love customization in games. I love decking out my character and things, but in a game like this, I'm totally cool with this. I mean, even without, changing the weapons and, the colors on weapons and stuff, I'm okay with this because honestly, the game just looks that fun and the character designs already look great. I don't even feel the need to change up the character design because they look great on their own. There's also going to be at least one DLC after the game's release, and depending on how good the game does, they might actually have a second one. This has me pretty hyped. I mean, of course, we will have to see if the base game is any good, but hey, these guys make pretty good games, so I'm pretty confident that it'll be at least decent. But again, we'll have to wait until we get our hands on the game. In the live stream, there were questions about side quests and side content, and while it seems like there's going to be side content in some form, I'm not exactly sure what that content will be. Is it traditional side quests, or is it content that revolves around the good ending of the game, which was also mentioned by the developers? It seems to be more of the latter, but time will tell if there will be side quests or not. Or maybe I might have missed the answer in the live stream, but either way, this game seems like it's going to be a meaty game. We have only seen a little slice of the game, and I am so happy that is the case. Like, I'm already sold on the game, but I want to know more about it, without being spoiled. So it's a tough line to walk on. But I want to hear your thoughts down below. What are your thoughts on Sea of Stars? And will you be picking up the game when it launches? Hopefully it's around the holidays because this is one of my most anticipated games of the year. Thank you for watching and I'll see y'all next time. God bless.